Hi. Happy Wednesday. Good afternoon, everyone. I wasn't supposed to be here today. It was supposed to be picture day. But this morning, right before I was about to leave to get my photos done, my photographer texted me and told me that she has the flu. So we've rescheduled to Tuesday. So Tuesday, we won't have a show, but we do have a show today, which means it is unscheduled and impromptu, which means that prep is a little bit all over the place because I was so thrown out of whack with schedule, but I didn't want to not do a show if I could do a show. So here I am. Who is here in the chat? Let's see. If you're looking on Rumble right now, we see CJP who says happy impromptu day. Yes, Sharon's here. Hubby Will is here. Future Folk is here. Beanz being stealthy. That's me. Gigi's here. Sharon's here. Who else we got here? Tracy's here. We just watched the best video of Tracy on the pre-show. It was so funny. It was her telling a story about how one time she used coconut oil as deodorant, and it was beautiful. It was a really good story. Muscle Engineer is here. Easy Rhino's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Smith is here. Good afternoon. Whoever is watching, wherever you're watching, please hit the thumbs up button. Share it out with your friends. Also, please share it on X and Getter. And if you're listening only on your favorite podcasting platform, as I've been asking every day, please leave a rating, and preferably a good one. If you have bad things to say, you can email me with them instead. So that way you can just curse me out in email. Like yesterday, somebody called me a see you next Tuesday because I supported Thomas Massey, which was very mean. I don't understand why. It's very sad. We'll put it this way. It makes me sad that people are terrible to other people for the sake of it. Like, I could never imagine being just cruel to somebody for no reason other than it's easy. Welcome to the show, R.8. Hello. I think I want to bring Gigi back on with me today, and maybe perhaps she shall sit with me for the show today because we have some Lee Zeldin news. And if you watched yesterday, you know that she did Liberty candidates. I did the vetting committee. And Lee Zeldin was a Liberty candidate. He was in our district for state rep, and he used to go to Gigi's house and sit and do fireside chats with like all of us. And he was elected state rep because of Gigi working so hard, and we did a ton of events for him. And I wanted to show you something if we can get Zoom to work properly today anyway. And all of you are welcome to attend this Zoom call we're about to do. And you can come on in, and I have some questions for you today. I have some questions that I want to ask all of you because I came across a quiz, which was a final exam for 8th graders in like I don't know, what year was it? I made it first, and I have funny stuff too. 1912. And I'm so curious to see if anybody can get any of these questions correct. It's definitely something. So here is the link. You guys can join. If you join and you're not let in right away, please keep the show on Rumble or whatever platform you're watching on, so that this way you can see the show, because when you're in the back room on Rumble, on Zoom, you can't. You're just in there kind of hanging out on your own. But Gigi, there's your link. Come on in. Let's go over the Lee Zeldin news that we have for today, who was a Liberty candidate. And let's show people that we do, in fact, even when we work to get somebody in who goes against the principles that they held that got them elected, we still do protest to hold them accountable when they make dumb decisions. We don't become sycophants for politicians. Ever. There is no loyalty test for politicians. They are politicians. They're politicians. They're not your God. Speaking of which, I have an interesting one for you guys too. Here, I played this morning. Let's do this one first. Here we go.
Who comes first, your mom, your daughter, or your wife? Mom,
Daughter, wife.
daughter, wife?
Wife's replaceable.
Okay. Oh, wow, replaceable.
Daughter, if I'm on good terms with my wife, then wife.
Daughter's at 1, okay. Uh-oh.
Daughter, mom, wife.
Daughter, mom, wife?
You get what I'm saying? You could always find another wife.
I was raised by a single mother, so my mom's got to come first. Then my daughter.
Then your
my
daughter.
wife.
Then your wife?
Then my wife.
Oof. This might be a scorchingly hot take, but not one of those men answered that question correctly. In a marriage, your spouse always has to come first because that's the only appropriate way to raise children, with the expectation that their spouse should put them first. And in a stable, loving household with low chance of divorce. And beyond that, I don't really know how to explain this phenomenon of men and their moms being unhealthily attached at the hip when they are grown up. I actually had a guy tell me once that I will never be as important to him as his mom several years into a relationship. And I don't think he meant that in a negative way. I'm glad he had a great relationship with his family. But if you are discerning spending the rest of your life with someone and your mom still ranks on the priority list, then you really aren't ready for the type of commitment that marriage requires, in my opinion.
What do you think, men? How would you have answered that question? My husband got it right as per her. As per her, hubby got it correct. Gigi's here. Let's make sure we get this right today. Okay, I'm going to try this, Gigi.
Okay.
There you are. There you are. Welcome back, Gigi.
Hello, everyone.
2 days in a row, we've got you here. It's amazing. All right.
That was yesterday? I guess that was yesterday.
It was.
Yeah.
It was yesterday. So what do you think? Wife, daughter, mom?
What?
What
did I
order?
miss?
What order? If you ask a man to rank his choices, wife, daughter, mom, how should they go?
I mean, I would go daughter first, but that's because
We're moms.
we're moms, right? But I know men will go wife.
Well, Will did. He went wife, daughter, mom.
Okay.
But all the
I
men,
mean-
a lot of the men that we just played in the clip chose daughter, wife, mom, and a lot of men chose mom, daughter, wife. That's
Okay. All right. I think mom is last. I don't know. I definitely think mom is last.
you leave. You leave. Like
Right.
I wouldn't. Up until
Forget about moms. Daughters will say mom is last. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids,
I don't know.
they have their own lives now. I don't know. They don't need mom.
They don't ask. They don't ask women because it's a completely different animal for women.
It's weird. Yesterday my daughter said something that she had to rush home from the accountant because she had a problem with her New York State taxes. So I'm thinking about this all night. I'm like worried about her. Like, oh my God, what if she owes $1 million or something? And then I said to her, at 12 o'clock midnight when I woke up from sleep and said, so what's going on? Is everything okay with taxes? And she's like, why are you so worried about me all the time? And I was blown away by that. I just was. I said, it's a mom thing.
Yeah, she should know. I mean, she should know.
Exactly. But her kids are little. So I guess she doesn't realize yet that doesn't go away.
I was
when
worried
they're
about
32.
Viv. I was
Right.
worried about something that Viv was talking about the other
Right.
day, and she didn't even have a second thought about it. And I'm sitting there like,
Right. They think you don't worry anymore when they're grown up. They think that you stop worrying. So, I think that's what it is.
CJP.
Men, on the other hand, men are different. Men are a different animal.
CJP in the chat says the voluptuous Gigi is back. Your voluptuous
Thank you.
Gigi.
Thank you, CJP. Make an old lady feel good.
By the way, presleep.co/beans. If you don't buy this and use it, Gigi, I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
Seriously.
Wait. Wait till the end of the month. I have too many grandchildren that I have to buy presents for this month.
It's not that expensive.
I know. I'm going to New York this weekend, so I'm not thinking about anything else. So
Buy it.
you wait until your kids have 46 kids each, and you're my age. And
William is already William's saying I have a duty. I have to carry on the Diaz family name. He's very serious about it.
I could see him get married at like 19.
He's the last
"I'm buying a
one.
house."
He's the last one. He's like he
Yeah.
was talking to me about it the other day.
Oh,
Yeah. So
because there's not 5 million Diaz's.
not our lineage of Diaz.
There's a lot of Diaz's out there.
Yeah, but they're not like the Diaz. They're not the Diaz. It's different.
The Diaz.
Oh yeah, like Will is saying in the chat, he's like, William is so clueless. Their girls love William. They're throwing themselves at him, right? They're smiling all cute at him and then like flirting. And he is just clueless. He's like, she doesn't like me. Like I don't understand it. Why he's not like getting it.
It's adorable. And he's good looking. He's tall. He's all He-Man, and he's a sports kid, and he's also one of the smartest kids I've ever met, and has a business, and he's amazing.
He started the school store
Now he has a store.
on his own, and he like runs the entire school store. It's insane. The kid is nuts. Anyway,
An entrepreneur when he was like 5,
he's always been that way. Yes.
Yeah.
And now he's working at he has a job now, a real job, quote. And he's working.
Wait, besides the store?
Yes.
He has another job?
And the detailing business. Yes, he has.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But it's
Okay.
another job in addition to that he has. And he is doing so well there that like they're calling him in on his off days to go in.
And gets A's in school at the same time.
Well, his A's saved him a bunch of money on his car insurance.
You should do a commercial.
It's not Geico though. He sings too, right? Yeah, he was a singer. My husband says, William is the last of my bloodline. One day I need to get Will up here. He won't do it.
Come on, Will. What the hell?
If he could just sit up here with me.
Now that you're hot and sexy,
He's always been hot.
just get the hell on the camera.
Seriously, like he's in the chat. He might as well just come up here. Damn it. He'll never
One
do
day
it.
we'll get Will and Kenny up there.
Oh my God.
Let them have man talk.
Maybe I should play Kenny real quick.
Oh, pool boy?
Not that one. Well, what we were talking about yesterday, this year, Pork Fest was like a huge attraction for everybody, right?
I think you played that already.
Not
on the
this
show.
Not this.
No?
Not this
Okay.
podcast. Here we go. This is Gigi's husband, Kenny, singing at Pork Fest years and years and years ago.
What time? 2011.
Here we go. I mean, he's so good, Gigi.
I know.
He's so good.
And he has very white legs.
I was just about to say, it looks like he
looks
has
like he's
no
got no
legs. It looks like camo shorts and he's floating on the stage.
Skinny white legs. Oh my God. Free Florida.
He's just floating. Look at him.
That video cracks me up.
But he's really good. Anyway,
He
that's
is.
Gigi's
He is.
husband, Kenny, who is always security. Every time there's an
Yes.
event, he's big and he's, what is he, Irish?
Yes.
And he wears a
Scottish
kilt.
and Irish and all those things.
Someone said, Post Logic says, oh my God, I thought that was white stockings. I mean,
Now, see? No, his legs are so white, but not in Florida. He doesn't have such white legs anymore.
yeah, well, I mean,
so.
now you're out on the boat all the time, so.
It was a New York thing.
Yeah. My nail is breaking. It's very sad. Okay. So let's talk really quickly. I have Lee Zeldin, okay?
Okay.
Tell the story of Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin, who is the current EPA administrator.
Well, the thing about Lee Zeldin, I'm not gonna preface. I'm just gonna say, I was going to say this on a tweet, but when I wrote it, they said they wouldn't accept it for some odd reason. But somebody asked the question, can't you like Trump and Thomas Massie at the same time? And people are either taking one side or the other, except for people like me who can say, yes, I like Trump, but he's not an idol to me. I can go against, if I don't believe what he's saying, then I'm not going to sit there and stick up for him anyway, which I see a lot of people doing. Same thing for Thomas Massie. Well, way back when Zeldin was running for assembly, I met him, I think it was at a CSA meeting, and I just know that he was very thoughtful and always listening, which I found to be very different for a politician. Usually they're talking, but he listened a lot. And at the time I was a libertarian, Ron Paul, running the Ron Paul meetup on Long Island, and he was a Republican. And at the time I was anti-Republican, anti-Democrat. So, I didn't know any better, and I was with the libertarians who turned out to be real assholes. But anyway, he would always come up to me and Kenny and talk to us and listen to why he would ask, why do you like Ron Paul? What is it about him? And he did listen, and I know that he did. Then he started coming to libertarian meetings, and it was very interesting to watch him grow. He got elected to Assembly, then he got elected to Congress. And I almost thought he was going to be, picked for VP for Trump. I was very excited.
He ran for governor. We were all excited.
He ran for governor, and he almost won. He won everything except, the boroughs, which are, I'm not going to say it's because of Democrats. I'm going to say it's because of voter fraud, and I know that for a fact. But here it is today. I just found this video of me speaking outside of his office at a rally against Lee Zeldin, and there I am, talking
I have it
negatively
right here
about Lee Zeldin. Why? Because he signed the TPP, which was a thing that Obama had put out. I don't know if you remember what the TPP was, but it was really, really, really bad, and it was going to take away our liberties. And there I am denouncing Lee Zeldin for signing this. He was just elected to Congress.
After everybody was responsible for getting him in there, and we loved him. He was fantastic. He used to come to the fireside chats you had, and he was really seriously a great guy. But I just think that when they get in office, they don't know what to do, and they don't know right from wrong. And I say in that video that I showed you, the people seem to know more than the legislators. Well, I happen to have that video. I happen to have it right here.
I was surprised at him because I thought that he would have known better. But as the years have gone by, he has grown, and I adore him. And now that he's running the EPA, he's also finding all this, criminality that has taken place. And today he's going to
well, I'm going to play all that. I'm going to play the video we just came out with, and I'm going to play you. And I just want to show everybody, this is what keto does to you guys. Ready?
What keto does to you is right.
If you go keto, and if I was standing next to Gigi, you'd see a great difference in me too.
Oh, I have pictures of Tracy and I, and we are fatty McFatties.
Very, very fat. It's not even a joke. Here.
Have you seen the paper with his signature and the letter to Obama?
Who, Zeldin?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't
Here's
seen
the
that.
letter to Obama.
Oh.
That his signature is on. And then you have these people from the CSA. They went there and talked to him today. There was 46 freshman Republicans, and 26 of them signed this. The other 20 were smart enough to know better. I don't understand. This has nothing to do with trade. This has everything to do with Agenda 21 on steroids, about losing our American sovereignty, losing our states' rights, losing our food freedom, our jobs. This is everything tied into one piece of legislation that no one can read, you know? So how can you put your signature on something like that? I don't get it, you know? I just don't. And
I don't get, what do you think is going on with Lee Zeldin? We thought that he was a constitutionalist that would be for limited constitutional government.
you know, unfortunately, sometimes, and I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes I think the people know more than the legislators. I sit in rooms with these legislators, and I mean, I ran for office, and I shake my head because I just don't think they do their homework and they know what's going on. And maybe they don't have the right friends, you know, that are in liberty to ask, should I do this? I mean, if I was in office, I would be looking at Justin Amash and Thomas Massey, because these guys seem to know the right side of liberty.
I know, that's funny.
We don't lie. We don't lie. So here is what Lee Zeldin has done. He put out a post earlier today, and he said, today is going to be the most consequential day of deregulation in U.S. history. And he put out this video. It's real short. We're going to take a look at it real quick here.
Today, I'm pleased to make the largest deregulatory announcement in U.S. history. The Environmental Protection Agency is initiating 31 historic actions to fulfill President Trump's promise to unleash American energy, revitalize our auto industry, restore the rule of law, and give power back to the states. EPA will be reconsidering many suffocating rules that restrict nearly every sector of our economy and cost Americans trillions of dollars. Our actions include the Biden administration's deeply flawed Clean Power Plan 2.0, mercury and air toxic standards, Quad O BC, particulate matter 2.5, light, medium, and heavy car and truck rules, NESHAPs, and the so-called social cost of carbon. To advance cooperative federalism, EPA will partner with states that were universally rejected by the last administration's Good Neighbor rule. Among many other actions, today's momentous day also includes the 2009 endangerment finding, along with all actions that rely on it. I've been told the endangerment finding is considered the holy grail of the climate change religion. For me, the U.S. Constitution and the laws of this nation will be strictly interpreted and followed. No exceptions. Today, the Green New Scam ends as the EPA does its part to usher in the golden age of American success. Our actions will lower the cost of living by making it more affordable to purchase a car, heat your home, and operate a business. Jobs will be created, especially in the U.S. auto industry, and our nation will become stronger for it. From the campaign trail to day one and beyond, President Trump has delivered on his promise to unleash energy dominance and lower the cost of living. We at EPA will do our part to power the great American comeback.
Well, there you have it. He listened. He changed because he wouldn't put his signature on that TPP thing now. I'm telling you.
No,
right
he
now.
wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
This is why it's important that people hold their politicians accountable. If you guys didn't do that and you just said, "Oh, we can't criticize Lee Zeldin. He's one of us."
He was my friend. He was my friend, and there I am rallying outside his office. We have to stop idolizing people. Okay, if they do the wrong thing, we need to tell them this is the wrong thing, and that includes Trump. And I don't understand why we feel in this country that you're either love him or hate him. It's not the way to be, and that's why we get people like Obama who become real kings and take over everything because he was idolized, like he was a king. But those same people are now calling Trump a king, and you know what? In many places they're right. Not because of him, but because of the people who idolize him.
It's you can disagree with someone and still respect them and be glad that they are your president or politician or whatever. But this whole thing with Massey over the past couple days. He did a 8-minute long video yesterday explaining everything to the people in plain English. And he even said, I said this back in 2024 when they asked us to pass the CR then. And I have the clip from 2024 right here for us to listen to.
Can we be honest with the American people about what's going on here? This is political theater. I'm going to call out both sides right here. It's all posturing, it's fake fighting. We all know where it ends up. This is Groundhog Day. I don't care if the Democrat is the speaker or Republican is the speaker. We always get a CR in September, and then we get an omnibus. Sometimes there's a twist on that. We might get the omnibus before Christmas, but if we're not good, it comes after Christmas. But that's what's going to happen. And in the meantime, it's political theater. You know, we've got it's good theater. We've got great writers. I wish they'd just come up with a new plot. It's the same plot every fiscal year. What should we be doing? It's already been discussed. We should have done 12 separate bills. We should have done 12 separate bills. But again, whether Democrats are in control or Republicans are in control, we never do the 12 separate bills. Why do we always spend at least as much as we did last year, and why do we never cut spending? It's because Democrats want to grow the welfare state, and Republicans want to grow the military-industrial complex. And we're eventually going to get together, and they're both going to go up. I guarantee it.
And it's not like he hasn't been saying this shit forever.
Exactly.
Like The Sandlot. Like, I don't understand why people think this is so weird. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he did this.
Well, I think a big part of the problem is that we have a very close Republican and Democrat Congress. There's what, like two votes in between, that if two people go against something, it's over. So you know what? People, do your part and get more Republicans in Congress right now. Next time, do what Scott Pressler does. Go out there, turn people, talk to people. It's up to us at this point. If there were an extra 15 Republicans, then we could have people vote their conscience, or, you know, maybe get more things done. But we're always like just this far away, and that creates a lot of dissension. It really does.
It's a problem. And then you come across these guys. Like, I saw this.
Woke up this morning fully expecting the outrage of the day to be something that, like, Trump did, or the fact that Jared Golden, a Democrat, voted for the continuing resolution last night, which is also insane. And then I see this. I see that Gavin Newsom has decided to invite Steve Bannon on his podcast, and they're going to have just a wonderful conversation. Last week he had Charlie Kirk on his podcast. That I didn't get extremely outraged about, even though Kirk is one of the bad guys. Bannon is the author of this chaos we're seeing right now. Bannon is the one that says you need to flood the zone with shit. Bannon is the one that has basically authored where we are and what Donald Trump wants. And because Gavin Newsom wants to run for president and thinks he's going to be this healer, he brings on this nationalist. Many of us on the right sacrificed our careers taking these people on, and Newsom's trying to make a career with them. This is insane.
So yeah, you want more of that, guys? You want more of that?
Honestly, I just told off Steve Bannon on a tweet.
I don't agree with a lot of what Steve Bannon says, but Jesus, like that Adam Kinzinger with Slava Ukraine and his freaking X name.
But we could tell off Steve Bannon too when he's on there, like, you know, bad mouthing Thomas Massey for, you know, going against Trump, and it's like, come on already, can we grow up? I feel like I should stay away from Twitter because, you know, everything you say, Tracy, go outside, put your feet in the water, in the lawn, blah blah blah. But I turn on X and I'm fighting and I'm yelling at people, and I don't want to be this person.
I type and delete things often too. Like, I start writing and then I'm like, ugh, I shouldn't say that.
Right.
Like, the things that I want to say to people that I just don't say are numerous. Here, let's see if you can answer a question, Gigi.
Oh gosh. Oh, my brain's old.
Well, I mean, what, 1912? When were you born?
59. Come
Okay.
on.
All right. So here, this got put out today. This is the 8th grade examination for Bullitt County schools in November of 1912. Okay. Pick a topic. We have math, grammar, geography, physiology, civil government, or history. What would you like to choose?
I don't know if I want to answer a question, but I'm curious about math. What was math like?
Okay. It says find the cost at 12 cents. Hold on. I can't read it. It's too small.
They didn't even have calculators back then.
No. Find cost at 12.5 cents per square yard of calcining the walls of a room 20 feet long, 16 feet wide, and 9 feet high, deducting one DODR 8 feet by 4 feet by 6 inches and two windows 5 feet by 3 feet 6 inches each. So they want you to find the square footage of material you need to cover the walls of a room, deducting the windows in the door hole at 12.5 cents per square yard of material.
All right. I'm going to say something here because this is interesting to me. My father, he was born in like 1935, and he never went past the 6th grade. He had dyslexia. He had to, work and earn a living. A lot of people in that time period did not really go to school for long. And he was a carpenter his whole life, and he has built some beautiful things. He could do that because he had to.
Yeah.
Your father could do that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of men can do that and wallpaper a room or, put a floor down. But ask a kid today to count change back.
Well, Will can do it.
All right. But
Most
9 out of
kids
10 kids can't do it.
Do you want, here, I got another one. A man bought a farm for $2,400 and $2,400 and sold it for $2,700. What percent did he gain?
I can't say I'm that smart either, but
isn't that crazy?
Like 12%. I don't know. What is the answer out there?
They don't have the answers here, so I can't even tell you. A school enrolled 120 pupils, and the number of boys was 2/3 the number of girls. How many of each sex were enrolled? These are the questions that, we should be able to do that, Gigi. We should be able to do that.
I mean, I can if I sit down and got a piece of paper. I can definitely do it, but I need a piece of paper. I can't do it on top of my head. Okay? Whereas some people can't even do it with a piece of paper. And that's the God honest truth.
Well, let's do grammar.
All right, let's do grammar, which I should know, but I cut 9th and 10th grade when they were teaching grammar.
What is a personal pronoun? It's literally a question on there.
Okay.
They, them, he, she.
I, me, you.
No,
Okay,
they, them is not a personal pronoun. I, she, he, her. Future folk has the answer. 11.25% gain.
Oh, okay. I wasn't that far off.
Oh, look. History. Listen to this one.
How are you reading that? Oh, my God.
It's hard to read it. Who first discovered the following places? Florida, the Pacific Ocean, the Mississippi River, and the St. Lawrence River. We should know these things.
Florida. I know Florida.
Who discovered Florida?
Was it Ponce de Leon?
I was going to say that too.
Or is it Magellan?
Hold on.
I don't know.
DeSoto. Hold on. Let me see.
Who did it?
I don't know. That was Tracy in the chat. She might be right. Let me see. Who discovered Florida? It was Ponce de Leon. We were right.
I do good in trivia. I go every week.
I know.
They always ask me about the questions that have to do with books and
civil government. We'll do one more.
Government.
To what for? Okay. Define the following forms of government: democracy, limited monarchy, absolute monarchy, and republic. Isn't that effing amazing that they make you know the 4 freaking biggest?
I would say that we're a democracy because I get told that every single day.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
every single day. Some legislators calling us a democracy, and I don't understand why we skipped right over that we're a republic.
They changed the definition too. Like, a republic is a form of democracy. No, it isn't. I don't think it is.
No. A democracy is 51% telling the other 49% what to do. We know that.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I said this to you earlier that do you remember when we were at Ron Paul in Florida, and we were inside of a trailer?
Yes.
I remember going outside that trailer, and there was a bunch of young people, like they were like 18, 19, like talking in a circle, just hanging out. And I was out there just listening to them. And one asked the other one, where did you go to school? And they said, oh, I was homeschooled. And then the other one said, oh, I was homeschooled. Oh, I was homeschooled. And I was completely taken aback because these kids were brilliant. And I was like, oh my God, they're really like the smartest kids I've ever met. And now I'm finding out they're all homeschooled. My daughter had a friend that would come to our house. He didn't go to school because he was homeschooled. We had the friends, the Featherstones. Their kids were all homeschooled. I advocate for homeschooling because I've never met such brilliant kids as I have that are homeschooled. And I was a substitute teacher for 10 years. And I never met such dumb kids as I have met
in the public school system. Yeah. You know, the crazy thing is too, is that today I think homeschooling is different because society has changed a lot. You don't need a lot of the same things, but history and all this shit, like, there's no reason why our kids shouldn't be taught who discovered the Mississippi River. Like, that's history that we need, in my opinion.
Well, they also, all right, having been a substitute teacher, I didn't have any responsibility. I just got to be on the inside watching. Like, I was like a spy in the school district. And I did high school for 9 years and K through 8 for 1 year. They were teaching in the textbook. I would open up the textbooks to look, and they were teaching communism and socialism in the textbooks. This is New York school districts, and this is a reality. I was taken aback. Then during the time I was there, they started teaching Math B. None of the kids could get it. It was like
Common Core.
Children, and then they came up with Common Core, and none of the kids could get it. And it was like, why are they torturing these children with this new math when they've been taught math since they were, in grade school, in kindergarten, they've been taught, at 1 + 2 = 3. Now it was some different concept. And it was because, like, we found out it was a very political thing about, who was making money off of textbooks and who put that in. It was all an Obama thing. I mean, there was so much garbage going on. But did your kids have to learn Math B and Common Core? And Mom and we couldn't help our kids. That was the big thing.
I learned truthfully, this is going to make you angry. I learned how to think the way they were trying to teach them to do math, and it's easier that way.
Is it easier that way? Yeah. But they didn't know.
No, but I just
couldn't catch on.
It's just a different way of thinking. Since my kid started in it, he's never really had a hard time.
Oh, maybe that's the difference.
It's just a different way of thinking, and the way it looks when you diagram it out, because it's to teach them this other way of thinking. So it looks clunky AF, but I use it every day now when I do math. But I think it's easier.
You're a different kind of person. Most of the parents were so upset that they couldn't help their kids.
Well, yeah, of course. But you have to, learn. You're not going to change the way they're being taught. So you need to learn what they're being taught so you can put your own flair on it.
How many Tracy Beanz are out there? Not too many are gonna do that. And they didn't do it. They didn't.
I lost this is off topic, but it's frustrating to me. I lost my, I look at the chat on my phone when I have you up here full screen because I can't see it otherwise. And I lost the window. So I went to Rumble and I'm like, let me click on live right now from my account and see if I can find the show there. It's not even coming up on my own account that we're live. So what's the effing point? What is the point?
We're live. I'm watching it.
I know we're live. But what I'm saying is, why am I in some effing Rumble black hole when I'm reaching out to our Rumble representative, providing a link to the show so that they can try and help me people who are subscribed to me don't even see it in their feed. And it's frustrating. Anyway.
I don't know. You have a problem on Twitter too, because remember I told you today that I have you checked off to like get notices when you say something. I get notices every time Charlie Kirk says something or, whoever, but not when Tracy Beanz says something. I don't know what it is.
Nobody loves me. Everyone hates me.
I'm going to eat some worms.
I was just going to say that. My dad used to sing it all the time. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. That's why I eat worms. Big, fat, juicy ones. Little, bitty, skinny ones. Watch those wormies squirm. Bite their heads off. Suck their blood out. Throw their skins away. No one knows. He used to sing it all the time because it grossed me the frig out. Like thinking about that, like a worm and just thinking about like eating it, it used to gross me out.
How is your dad? Is he doing anything new these days? Cake, cooking, baking?
You should see what he built.
What now? He's amazing. He is a man who can do a lot of different things.
The last thing that he built was an American flag wood placard. It's very big, but it's like it has like the wave in it.
I know. I have a friend that builds those as well.
It's beautiful. I mean, he was building humidors. He did a lamp.
Does he have it hanging all somewhere? Is it hanging up?
I don't know. I think he made it for somebody. He's selling these things.
Okay, good. I'm glad he's selling them.
I mean, he has this whole big machine where he does this laser stuff. Like, he's crazy. My dad is insane. I hope he's watching.
And let him enjoy it.
Dad, you're crazy.
One day they're old and they can't do it anymore like my dad. He can't do anything anymore. He's going to be 90 years old. And he was like your dad in that way. Always building, making, cooking.
He goes on vacation a lot, though, doesn't he? Your dad?
My father?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a girlfriend that I matched him up with. So she's a cute little, hot little 85-year-old.
Can we?
Thank God for her. I thank God for her because
in the beginning when your dad first moved down there and we would be like working on something or on FaceTime, he would just like randomly walk in and start yelling at you. And you'd be like, I'm trying to work, Dad, get out of here.
Well, he gets very passionate about politics. So when he comes in here, he knows he could talk to me about things. So he starts, that's where I come from. The hands start going. He starts yelling.
Dad is listening to the show. Mom just texted in the chat and said he's listening with me. Dad, you're nuts.
Oh.
And he's probably laughing. I can hear him in my head laughing. This is why, I mean, listen. Okay. I have something that's going to blow you away.
Okay.
And then I have something else that's going to blow you away. And
are we going to start The View? Turn the show into The View and get all the ladies up here talking about politics?
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that every day. I don't like talking about effing politics anymore. I hate it. Disgusts me. Listen to this.
About fashion.
I mean, anything, but I have health stuff in a second. But here. Wait.
How about 50 Cent in the club?
Okay, no, that's not an oldie, and you shouldn't be listening to that.
Umbrella by Rihanna.
It's also not an oldie.
But my mom listens to it when she cleans on Sunday, and she's old.
She's like 30.
Exactly.
Okay, look, a oldie is something that's from another era.
Like a Millie by Lil Wayne?
That came out in 2005.
I was born in 2018.
Okay.
I love a Millie. It's a classic. A Millie, a Millie, a Millie, a Millie.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Eddie, what were iPods like?
We're gonna play hot cross buns on the recorder.
So I looked. Umbrella came out in 2007.
Yeah, time is flying, baby.
20-something, like, that is an oldie now.
Yeah.
And so is 50 Cents in the Club that came out when I was 20. That was like 25 freaking years ago. Think about that.
I guess you're going through that shock now. I mean, I'm vintage at this point, and I think about, I have lived through 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the best music that ever existed. I have lived through.
Yeah.
So I
Well, you know, there's no good music coming out now.
No, there's garbage. And who we used to find new songs on the radio. Where do they get the new songs now? Where are they?
There aren't any. They're auto-tuned crap.
I mean, your daughter has Ozzy Osbourne on her wall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the kids are obviously listening to my music and music. So
yeah.
But these old farts are still on the road doing concerts and still charging ridiculous amounts of money.
I know. You know. It's pretty scary. Will is saying it's true. Like when Viv was in diapers, she would dance to Umbrella. I have a video of her in a diaper. Anyway, all right, listen to this. This is how it should be right here, what we're about to hear now.
White House, all of my agencies have advised against vaccination of birds. Because if you vaccinate with a leaky vaccine, in other words, a vaccine that does not provide sterilizing immunity, that does not absolutely protect against the disease, you turn those flocks into mutation factories. They're teaching the organism how to mutate. And it destabilizes it, and it's much more likely to jump to animals if you do that.
Right.
So all my agency heads from NIH, CDC, and FDA had all said we should not be vaccinating. It's dangerous for human beings to vaccinate the birds. The question is, should you cull those flocks? Most of our scientists are against the culling operation. They think that we should be testing therapeutics on those flocks. They should isolate them. You should let the disease go through them and identify the birds that survive, which are the birds that probably have a genetic inclination for immunity. And those should be the birds that we breed like the wild population.
Right.
Right now, the White House strategy is to repopulate those farms that have been depopulated. We've killed 166 million chickens. Wow. That's why we have an egg crisis. And the disease is not passed through food. So you cannot get it, as far as we know, you cannot get it from an egg or milk or meat from an infected animal. The White House strategy now, and Brooke Rollins, who runs USDA, and I am all on board with this, we should armor the domestic populations to insulate them from wild infiltration. This is how these birds are getting infected. A wild mallard, most of them are in open air poultry farms. Or mallard will fly in to eat some of the corn, and that infected mallard will infect the flock. And so I think that is the best strategy, and also to intensively test therapeutic drugs on those flocks so that, for example, you put a therapy in half the population, and if that half that is treated survives, now you have a drug that potentially is useful in human beings.
How much of a breath of fresh air is that? Seriously.
And Hannity didn't interrupt.
I know. Amazing. I've got something here. I'm sure that this is going to make her very happy if she ever sees it. But it's here.
Oh my God.
It's Viviana singing Umbrella when she was tiny.
I mean, she's really dancing there. She really likes it.
Yeah, she loved it. She loved
How
Umbrella.
cute.
And now she's in Florida living by herself. I know.
Oh.
But there she is, little Viv, already dancing at 1 year old.
Did she have you showed her that? Like, that's an oldie. I don't even know. How do you still have all these things?
YouTube, baby.
God, you saved everything. Oh, that's right. You're young.
Wait a
I
second.
forget.
What else is on here? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's my son. It's William.
Same eyes.
He has such a big head. When he was born, his head was so big. We used to say, do you ever see that clip from Michael? I forget what movie it's from. Will remind me. And he goes, it's Mike Myers. And he goes, William, move your head. Because his head was blocking the television screen.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, little William.
Well, one of these days you'll have little grandchildren.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, more news.
So anything else in the news?
Yes, there's yes. HHS Office of General Counsel announces reorganization effort. The acting general counsel of the Department of Health and Human Services announced the reorganization of the Office of General Counsel. And what they're doing is they're consolidating regional offices from 10 to 4. And they are creating a senior position, the Chief Counsel for Food Research and Drugs, that will be responsible for supervising the FDA Chief Counsel, including the FDA Division of OGC, the National Institutes of Health branch of OGC, and RFK is basically saying that they're getting so many more quality people applying to work with them because they know that they'll be able to do actual real science, which leads me to tomorrow at 10 a.m. You better have this on. Dave Weldon. Dave Weldon will be in front of the committee. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it? I don't.
Weldon.
All right. Who is Dave Weldon?
I'm going to try and find a clip of him.
Hey everyone, welcome to Eye to Eye. Is there a link between childhood vaccines and autism? The CDC says no, but a new court case is raising some doubts about that. Cheryl Atkinson spoke to one congressman who's leading the call for more research into the safety of vaccines.
When you learned about the polling case and the concession the government made, the government didn't even have to be ordered to pay. The government conceded that the child's resulting illnesses were because of the vaccines. And part of the resulting illnesses include autism or autistic symptoms. What goes through your mind when you hear about that case?
Well, as a physician and a biomedical professional, I looked at the pathophysiology of what this child had. One of the things that I've wondered about for years is why do most kids have absolutely no problem with their vaccinations? And why are all these parents of autistic kids saying my kid got the shot and then my kid deteriorated?
That is Dave Weldon.
This is great.
It is more than great. If you guys, I didn't have this ready to go today, but he's testifying tomorrow. He was one of the only from Florida, congressman, doctor. He did a lot for the health freedom movement back in the early 2000s. That was Cheryl Atkinson, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That was Cheryl Atkinson.
Didn't you win an award from Cheryl Atkinson?
I did.
You did?
I did. I won an award from Cheryl Atkinson, which was really one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me.
Right. It was wonderful because she noticed the good stuff, you know.
Was it for Missouri? We earned an honorable mention for Missouri v. Biden or COVID. I don't remember which it was.
Oh, I think it was Missouri v. Biden.
Yeah.
The first few that you wrote about. I think it was.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Sharon probably knows.
It was one of the two. It was one of the two. But yeah, so I mean the rest of this clip is fantastic and you can go back and find hearings where he has held hearings before any of most of the what back when moms were starting to be like, okay, something's completely off here. So he is a friend and he is an awesome choice for CDC, and I hope that his hearing tomorrow is less obnoxious than most of them.
So do you think that in our lifetime they will stop with the damn vaccines causing autism, that they will figure out?
I think that if anything, they're going to at least come to a real. If you didn't watch that hour and a half that Dell gave,
that was.
Did you watch it?
He is one of the most amazing people. I guess he's in the best place he can be. We don't need him being a politician, but we need more people to hear what he's saying.
I really am imploring everybody to go out and watch that. I put it in the show notes yesterday and the day before. You have to watch it. It is one of the most well done, comprehensive vaccine autism segments ever. And the bottom line is that no matter how many times they tell you that they can prove vaccines don't cause autism, that's bullshit.
I mean, I know a mother whose child got autism after getting a vaccine. I mean, I think we all know someone who, at this point, who's got a child with autism, which is unbelievable since nobody had it when I was growing up. Nobody. It was complete rarity.
It's going to be, it's at the very least, the conversation is so out in front at this point, right, especially with all of the focus on autism right now from a completely unexpected source, which is the telepathy tapes. Did you listen to that podcast yet?
I listened to it, yes. Not all of it. There was a lot. But you sent me, whatever you sent me, I listened to, and another one after that.
It's incredible.
It is incredible. It is. That they can talk to each other.
And to their parent, they like 99% accuracy rate on these. It's crazy. Like if you have not watched or listened to the telepathy tapes yet, I don't know what the frig you're doing with your life.
I think that I have all these grandchildren that are being born, and it's kind of scary. It really is, because I'm not in control of their lives, and I don't know, what children are going to do what, and by the grace of God, it's been okay. But it's so fearful these days.
You have one that's not doing any, correct?
One is not doing any. She's not doing any vaccines whatsoever. She found a doctor who didn't, make them get them at birth or anything like that. And I'm going to be honest with you, that the ones that I can't even ask. There comes a point where you can't ask because they're your children. You don't want to start debating with them. It's their choice. They should know right by now with everything out there. But you could just see which ones get sick all the time, which ones don't.
I know.
And you can figure it out. Like, there's little things that you notice that it's scary. It's very scary.
It is. Well, this has been a great hour with you, Gigi, for day number 2. I'm going to let you have a break for a couple of days and not bring you on the show. But it was great to be with you today, and we're going to play the outro music, and then we're going to see everybody back here tomorrow with bells on, smiling away. Say goodbye to everyone, Gigi.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to me babble.
We love you. It's all good. It's all good.
And I'll disappear.
Hanging up on you. I hung up on Gigi. Off we go, guys. Make sure to share the show out with your friends. Everybody's welcome up here to have a conversation. Even you, Will. Even you. So, we'll see you Thursday, tomorrow.